So becoming Lord Alan Sugar's business partner, is it a blessing or a curse for Lord Alan Sugar to be your business partner?
Okay, is it a blessing or a curse for me? Yeah, okay, good. I mean, it's definitely a blessing. There's nothing that I can say that's there were challenges, but it definitely, I would be the most ungrateful individual if I sit here and said that I will criticize Lord Sugar, but I have the utmost respect for Lord Sugar. He picked me. He chose me. He didn't have to, right? He took a punt on me. And God knows I'm a wild card, and I was a wild card back then for sure for him, and he still went with it. So got the utmost respect. Now, I didn't get what I expected to get from him, but I still got the opportunity, which changed my life, and I forever got that title. So, we weren't friends. He wasn't friendly. He didn't care about your family. He didn't care about what happened outside of the business meeting. You sat down, you spoke business, you left. There was no hellos, no goodbyes. How's your day been? It was literally the most savage I've ever interacted with somebody up until that point. I didn't know there were people out there that were that tough and that ruthless and with so little empathy. But you know what? I fucking loved it, because I don't like to small talk in a lot of cases. I like to talk, but I don't like to small talk. And I know where you stand with a guy like that. There's no bullshit. There's no lying in him, and you know where you stand, which I appreciate. I'll tell you a story. Christmas morning, because I won the show on the 23rd of December. Christmas morning on the 25th of December, I got to my mum's. She handed me a glass of Bucks Fizz, drank it, and got started to feel a little bit tipsy. So I was like, right, I'm going to email him. So I emailed him and I said, Lord Sugar, thank you so much for the opportunity. You've changed my life. This is going to be the most amazing thing that's ever happened. I won't let you down, blah, 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 blah. No joke, on Christmas morning, I got back something like, don't ever email me anything like that again. Only respond to me in bullet point format. And that was it. I was like, whoa, on Christmas Day, I went and showed my mum, and she was like, geez, now you know who you're dealing with. And so, definitely wasn't a curse, definitely was a blessing, had its challenges, but I am a greater man for that experience.
Part of the reason why I asked you this question is I've been very, very blessed to interview a lot of good people, people like yourself and people in the sports field, etc. One of the individuals that you definitely know is Mr. Mark Wright. He's been on twice now. The second episode isn't actually out yet.
Nice. And
he recently has just sold his company with Lord Alan Sugar for reported, according to the Sun newspaper, which I can't say they're the most accurate, for £10 million. And he did say to me, and you could probably vouch for this, that what you see on TV is actually how he is. He's very direct and he can be blunt at times, but he's black and white. And the good thing about that is, like you said, your quote, you know exactly where you stand with them. With an individual like that, there must have been spats, rows, and big disagreements. Can you share any disagreements that you had with Alan Sugar?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I was the first apprentice to buy him out. So, I ended the relationship on my terms. I was the first one. And, I am a rule breaker. I hate authority. I was kicked out of school when I was 14 and a half. My dad left when I was 13. I haven't been used to anybody telling me what to do for a very, very, very long time. Then to all of a sudden go into that world where you have a figure that effectively thinks they're in charge of you, Lord Sugar or not, I don't back down either. I remember going into one of the board meetings. And before he started, he said, right, can you stop fucking posting on Twitter every single day with these motivational quotes and all of this bullshit? I brought you in as my business partner to run a fucking plumbing company. I didn't bring you in here to spend all your time on social media. Literally screamed in my face like that. And I was like, whoa, listen, you're my business partner. You're not my dad. Please don't tell me how I should operate outside of my business. That was one thing. There were other instances where you basically get with the investment, you get the money, they give you the money. Within a week, $250,000 landed in my account after the show. They honor that. They do charge you back for all of the services that they apparently give you, the finance, the BR, all of that type of stuff, and they charge through the nose for it and start clawing back their investment very quickly. But there was an FD, an assistant FD, and this junior accountant guy, and they were Lord Sugar's yes men. And they were like trying to throw me under the bus at times. It was almost like they were reporting back to him on me. And so in the board meetings, I was like, why are you talking to him like you're trying to get me in trouble? Don't bring information to the board meeting that I haven't seen, so I can't explain myself to Lord Sugar to try and pull me out. So I would go at those guys, but do you know what? I fucking absolutely loved it. It was ruthless. It was like this amazing environment that just made me be able to sit around. Imagine how much that grows you as an individual. I mean, I had a £500,000 business when I went on that show, but I was a plumber running a plumbing company, and I used to get nervous going into a meeting with an owner of an estate agent or whatever, right? So then all of a sudden I'm sat with him, and one of the things I took away from that was I don't fear any meeting now. I can go and present in front of anybody, and they won't be as scary as that guy was. And then one day, 2 years on, I'd spent quite a bit of the money. The business had grown to over $1 million in 12 months, so I doubled in size. I'd learned all the lessons they could give me about financial infrastructure, but they couldn't give me any more. There wasn't anything else. And then I was going to board meetings, and they said, right, what are we going to do now? What's our plan? What's our move? I said, I got into this not for you to teach me how to do accounts, but for you to guide me on how to build a national business and how to scale and become like you. I want to be like you. I read your book, and I want to build Amstrad, and I want to follow in your footsteps. And I thought we were going to go on to conquer the world together, not be like this business that's just got a little bit of time. How naive I was. And so I said, look, I'm getting sick and tired of coming here every single month and you're asking me for the answers. I haven't got the answers. If I had the answers, I wouldn't have needed you, right? So you're either going to help me or you're not going to help me. Because at the time, I was pushing to scale faster. Yeah, I want to grow all the time. And they were telling me to slow down. May have been the right advice, yeah? But the reality is, it wasn't the advice that I wanted to hear, because I didn't believe they wanted me to not grow because of playing it safe. I believe they didn't want me to grow because they weren't interested in being involved. So I said to him, I know you don't want me to scale because you think it might be a risk and that the business could fail. So if you're not all in and you don't want to grow with me, then let me buy you out and I'll take it alone. And if it fucks up, I'll take the responsibility for it. And you walk away scot-free. So get out now because I want to grow. Yeah. And he looked back at me and said, no one's ever spoke to me like that. I respect you for what you said. Come back to you in 48 hours. Came back to me in 48 hours. It was 2017. I'd only been in business with him for 2 years. And he said, we'll do a deal. He did me a very, very good deal. Can't disclose the amount, but it was a good deal. And I bought back the shares. And then I became the sole owner again. And I had about 30 to 40 people working for me around that period. And obviously it was still quite fresh. Only one other winner had won since then. So I was still very much in the limelight with that type of stuff. And I had to go back and tell my team and everything else. And, I initiated it. And I remember thinking, geez, have I done the right thing here? It was a ballsy, brave move to do it, but I wanted the shackles off and I thought, fuck it, I want to go for it. I really want to make it by the time I'm 30. I'm building a multi-million-pound business or I'm going to fail. I ain't here to plod along. And that's what I went and did.